What are the highlights this year? We would start from the story of the robotic dogs. Those robots are commonplace in our daily lives. They could empower many industries. We have invited a police officer from the Public Security Bureau of Tongxiang. Could you please introduce to us about the difference of these robotic dogs compared to what we see before? They're specially developed. The big difference is that the other usual robot would be for a company, but these dogs could be used for patrolling and other inspection works of the public security bureaus. And I see that there are different sizes of those robots. What are the devices equipped on it? Take this big one as an example. There are 3 LiDAR systems on the top to have a vision about the landforms. And also, it can work underwater. Especially in the bumpy places, such devices enable this robot to quickly patrol. And also, we install a camera. The data would be submitted to the Public Security Bureau real-time so that we could have real-time monitoring of everything. We will have an instant idea about the situation on the site. If there is any major event happening on the site, we would come quickly. During the WIC, how many patrolling robots have you taken with you? To serve this World Internet Conference, we have dispatched 4 robotic dogs, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. They would have 24/7 patrolling responsibilities. Meanwhile, we could also change it to be a loudspeaker. The robots could do some education for anti-fraudulent behaviors, and also this robot can be used for medical rescue. So many functionalities are installed on the dogs. They're not only used to the flat lands, but also the bumpy roads in the southern cities. For example, the stone bridge is commonly seen in southern China. We hope that there will be more possibilities of those robots. Possibly, if they are commercialized in the future, we could apply them on a larger scale. Another good technology is about a scanning machine. Could you please introduce to us about the scanning machine? It's a handheld scanner. What's the functionality of it? It's the newest version. You don't need computers, so it's very portable and convenient. It can quickly scan the 3D data of objects, and then it will set up a model and analyze the data. And now our staff will take you to have a look at the scanning of the robots. During the scanning process, you need to keep the dogs still, right? Yes, we can only scan the still objects. Let's check how it works. We will pause the robots. It is already scanning. You don't need to connect your scanners to the computers. Our staff can have real-time vision about the scanning results on the screen and have an idea about the quality of the scanning. The scanning process requires the robots to be completely still. But actually, as you can see, the robots are still working. We cannot scan them exactly. How about later? We will try to scan the other still objects. Sure. I think that's it. We will try to scan the other objects. As we said, we cannot scan the moving objects. There will be some errors if we do. So how about we scan some still objects? This is a colorful scanner. It can collect colorful data and data about the patterns on the objects. Do you have any reminders to give us? We add additional functionalities. We use the laser technology to scan the patterns and the textures on the objects. You can switch your modes because you might need to scan different colors and different textures. There will be different modes when you scan different objects. I can see the laser working. And as you can see on the screen of the handheld scanner, there are some colors appearing. And also you need to move to turn the objects. You can turn the objects, or you can just turn around it on the move. We have some professional scanners, universal scanners, and industry-specific scanners. The last type is usually used for new energy and so on. You could have quick scanning with the positioning technology support in the industries. And then you can have controlled quality of the products. For the professional devices, they have complete functions. They can be used in architecture, light industry, and medical industry. And this one is for universal usage. It's not that professional. You could apply those universal generic versions while playing some games. So there are different types of the scanners. I see the application fields include medicine, culture, and industries. What are the key pain points that you want to target at? It's two-pronged. First of all, monitoring the measurements, and secondly, collection of the images. For example, animation and digital man with a proportion of 1:1. And we hope to have a dynamic simulation just like VR effect. That's why we are applied in the animation industry or movie industry. Now we can see the plain pictures, but actually there are some textures if you touch it. And if you carve, every result will differ. With the scanning technology, the 3D data would be kept in record for mass production. In the sculpture industry, some wood carvings may be man-made. If you want to mass produce them after carving, you could quickly scan and model and then put them into the numerical machines. So for different industries, the techniques will be varied, and it can also support our efficiency improvement, for example, in the application fields of cultural relics, protection, and restoration. Speaking of the preservation of the cultural relics, another good example that can be applied is called AR goggles. Could you please introduce more about the specialties of such goggles? It's a consumable. It includes the main control and the goggle with a 0 to 160 degrees of variations. And also this is our operational system and ecosystem in the control device. Feel free to try it on. Let's see what difference does it make. It's not heavy compared to the glasses I wear. In front of me, I could see an interface. And if I look to the right, I will see another interface. And in front of me, there are 3 different interfaces. So, what are their use? The spatial computers have advantages compared to the physical computers. You take the space that you are in as the carrier for you to access rich contents. Imagine you're in the office. If you're typing something in your computer and you want to search some documents, you need to minimize the files and maximize your browsers. You have to switch repeatedly. But with our technology, you could see simultaneously all the 3 pages together. They're very big. They're at the size of about 6 meters distance. You could use them in the movie theaters or office buildings. If you can connect to the device with your Bluetooth or your handheld games machine, you could just sit there in any scenario wearing the goggles. You could play games, you could watch movies. It's very user-friendly, and also it can protect your privacy. And also, people besides you cannot hear the sound, even though it generates very good sound effect. Where can it be applied? It's a consumable, which means it can be applied in our games industry, movie industry, and office buildings. Speaking of the cultural relics preservation, what is the role of this pair of goggles? We have similar goggles. In the provincial level museums, you could use AR technologies to be the guide. We may have no idea about the relics. We can listen to the guide, but you have to follow the route that she designs. Or you can scan the QR code on the wall to learn something about the pieces. But some older people may not have a smartphone to scan the QR code. Now with the VR goggles, you could have quick recognition of the object. You just need to look at it upright in order to know something. And also, the second role of this pair of goggles is wherever you stand, the goggles will tell you that what is that object. So the relics are truly alive, made by the goggles. Technologies do empower arts and relics. That's the so-called digital culture. Walking with the goggles on, it will keep telling me the stories, and it can also localize the whereabouts of me. There is a camera embedded. It's not used for taking photos. It's for sensing the space. And also, we also have some technologies enabling you to have some gesture-based interaction. It's very interactive. Could you please introduce some other goggles? This is the sunshade. If you're standing directly under the sun or with a strong spotlight, you could wear this to protect your eyes. It's the same thing with these goggles. Yes, yesterday we launched the newest version. We added 2 3D cameras for us to take 3D photos and videos within 6 meters distance. We can enable you to have an experience of 250 inches of display. It extends your vision, and you can produce your own 3D contents. We hope to see more diversified contents created in the future. This year during the Expo, in addition to the scanners, the AI goggles, there are a lot more interesting technologies to be discovered. And we are lucky to have invited Mr. Xu Zhaoxi, responsible for this Expo, to introduce more. Mr. Xu, how many pavilions are there? And how many countries or exhibitors are involved? This year, we have invited 53 countries with 660 enterprises participating. We collectively exhibit a dozen of robots. We specifically have a humanoid robots section. They are applied in industry, manufacturing, life support, medical support. Some of them can even tip over, and some can dance. Some can make coffee. They have a lot of strength. Now we are in the dedicated session for the humanoid robots. Could you please introduce to us about those robots? Many people are here. What is the name of this robot? This is our new robot. There are some highlights about it. For example, highly flexible joints. Even more flexible than man. It can interact, for example, shaking hands, waving to people. As to scenarios of its application, for example, it can be applied in the plants, in the production lines, and in education, the R&D. You could buy it for the secondary development. We can interact with the robot, right? How could I summon it to interact with me? It will come to you voluntarily. Let's see if it will shake hands with me. It's not tall, but very smart. In addition to this robot, are there other collections that you exhibit? We also have a robotic dog. Let's visit that session. Maybe this humanoid robot can follow us. Speaking of the robot dogs, we are very familiar with them. They have made their presence on many occasions, and this year, what are the tasks this dog will undertake? We add some more moves. For example, it can do the back flip, front flip, and it can do the handstand or the jumps on 2 legs and 4 legs. Is the dog applied in marathon games? Yes. It can be used to measure the speed of the athletes. It can guide the athletes to run at a proper speed. And it can also interact with the participants. So we have more diversified scenarios of application, and it's more interactive. It can do the somersault, and also it can be the pace setters for the athletes, and also they can be used to carry some garbages. We used to use them in Taishan Mountain, highly reducing the workload on the staff of Taishan Mountain. Now let's follow Mr. Xu to have more tours. There are more highlights yet to come. For example, in your work, if you feel like there are a lot of heavy objects to lift up, now you can leave that job to the robots. How does the robot lift heavy things? How can the robots be the man of unusual strength? Let's invite our staff to show us. Our staff is putting on the equipment. Hello there. Could you please introduce the equipment that you are putting on? It's an exoskeleton robot. It can offer some assistance when I am lifting some heavy things. It can help me to better use my strength. Let's see how it works. I see a very heavy object on the floor. Very smooth movement. It seems lightweight. There will be some force coming from my back, making the lifting job easier. I actually tried this equipment before. Allow me to share my feelings about it. It can offer some support at my waist, and when I bow down, it will support my waist to lift the heavy things up. So what is the weight limit that it can support? 30 kilograms at most. It will make some judgments based on the angle of our body. When we are trying to get up, it will start supporting our body. What about this big machine behind you? What's the role of that robot? It's a humanoid composite exoskeleton robot. It can be used for emergency response, mining, and other outdoor operations. It can work independently. So what is the weight limit for this single arm? 40 kilograms. You can put on some other devices in its hand. For example, the claspers. It's like with just one single arm, it can lift up a high school student, and it can withstand more complex scenarios. Yes. Mr. Xu, let's move on. I see a pavilion about the black myth. So what's special about this pavilion? Let's talk something about this monkey. This is the protagonist of the black myth. It's 1-to-1 proportion, and it's the second time for its show offline. In the booth, are there some highlights you would love to show to us? There are several sections of our stage. First of all, about the games experiencing PC, PS5, and also we have a wall about the hoops. Our audience can put on the hoop on their head and take photos together with the monkey to realize their dreams since childhood about the journey to the West. And also, we have an exhibition of the other statues. For example, you could see the pig. And also, this is the second time for their show offline. There are so many visitors experiencing the game. So how does it go? They can try the game. Playing the game at home is different from playing in the booth. We also have some special interactive games. They can receive a postcard at the entrance and then put on some stamps at the exits. And this year is the year of the dragon. If they are lucky, they will get a t-shirt with the print of a monkey. Why do you choose to make your show here? Our Black Myth game came out this year. It was quite popular. It was inspired by one of the folk classics in China, The Journey to the West. We hope that through this exhibition, our culture could go global. Thank you. I know so many visitors are experiencing your game. Now let's move on. In the Expo, there are many exhibition halls. And how many categories are there? Centering on the theme of AI, we have a data computing, products application, and low-altitude economy, connected vehicles, digital villages, and other sections. So basically, many sectors related to our lives are put together in the exhibition. And I know that 5GA was used in this year's Wuzhen Summit, which means you could have a smoother experience using your cell phone. And what is the function of a 5GA? I could see the UAV a very big one at the door. What is the role of this one? It could be used for fertilizing or sowing the seeds in agriculture. It can also be used for patrolling, for transporting blood, for the medics, or the samples for the hospitals. So we're partnering with hospitals. We can help to reduce the transportation time by 60%. What are the implementation cases right now? We focus on the low altitude scenarios. There are 10 scenarios, for example, logistics, air transport, emergency rescue, security guarantee in the airports. What are the benefits of the UAVs? To give you one example, between Zhoushan and Shanghai, we created the first UAV low-altitude seafood transportation route. From Zhoushan to Shanghai, it took about 3 hours usually, but with the UAVs, we could shorten the transportation time to just 1 hour. It's very convenient. It's like shortening the distance of transportation. Indeed, the time is greatly saved. People could truly enjoy the freshest seafood. And what about the medical scenario to transport the blood samples? Yes. There are 5G-A technology installed this year during the Wuzhen Summit. So what are the application scenarios for the 5G-A technology? 5G-A network and low-altitude economy are combined. We prepared the first low-altitude network. We fully utilize the synesthesia function of 5G-A. What does it mean? It means that compared to traditional 5G network, 5G-A has an additional function of the spatial unity between the land and the air. Even the unlicensed UAVs could be captured through our cameras, and then we can take videos, and then we can trace the objects, offering very precise localization. And together, we can work together with the public security bureaus to monitor those unlicensed UAVs. It's feasible. So there will be a dedicated region for you to do the job? Yes, we have a dedicated region with the 5G-A base station. Basically, there is one such base station every 1 kilometer. And on the base station, there will be some cameras installed. That will do the job. So with just one camera, you could capture the unlicensed UAVs with high precision. And also you could have a video monitoring. The routes and the positions would all be captured. Especially, it can be used in the no-fly zone. AI not only empowers the low-altitude economy, it can support limitless industries. For example, it can be used with health industry and aerospace, many more. We would invite our staff to introduce the application. What are the highlights this year in your booth? We can show you the network layout. This is the first platform of its kind. We could have just one single network with the algorithm support. It shows our national strength. I learned that your technology can be used in the health sector. Let's look at this magical mirror. Why is it magical mirror? Because it has magic. you will know. Have you done your physical examination this year? Not really. Maybe you can try our device. It's an AI endpoint. It has a camera. It scans my face. Why am I moving my head? The magic mirror captures about 6,000 features on your face in order to judge about your heart rate, your blood tension, and I see that it's already processing, about 50% complete. In the Asian Games, our technology was there because we have a lot of logistics people who are under huge pressure. If we work too long, they feel anxiety inside, but they were not aware about that hazard. So at the entrance and the exit, they could scan their faces to learn about their health status. If they are in a poor condition, we would advise him or her to take short rest to avoid any consequences. The data are coming. In addition to the Asian Games, what other scenarios is your technology applied? In the densely populated areas, we could install such a device at the entrance and the exit. For example, the offices, the office buildings. With a very quick test, you could have a measurement about the physical and mental health conditions of your staff. It says I am in a normal condition, very healthy. 10 is a very good result. And this part is about the cardiocerebral health. It will give you some advices. For example, it may advise you to change your diet or your exercises. It is also very applicable in the office buildings. It will help the employers to care for your employees. That's why it's called a magical mirror. If in my office building we have such a terminal, an AI terminal, every time I enter into this building, it will capture data from my face, the health profiles on our face would be captured. For example, capturing your blood pressure more precisely. Our staff did his physical examination already last month, and he double-checked with our device very similar results. To show you another project, it's called AI Plus result. It will also recognize your face, and then it will generate a virtual image for you. You can choose your own favorite AI scenario, and then there will be a rendering video. Based on our large bandwidth, it can be quickly transmitted. After choosing and deciding your scenario, it will keep capturing your movements in order to generate some postures or movements in the video. With the video generation, such an AI video will change the faces of you. You can even tell your colleagues that you were on the moon. We all have a special bond for landing on the moon. We hope to be a hero, so this scenario of moon landing is very popular. This image is making some movements continuously. This video is still using that girl's real face. Basically, no big difference. Here are some moves of the astronaut. Very high quality video. And also, after the video generation, there will be another postcard sent. Now we learn that AI can empower healthcare and it can also help us to land on the moon. It will empower different sectors. Next, my colleague Liao Wang, who is in Exhibition Hall B. He will take us into Exhibition Hall B. Hello everyone, I am Liao Wang from CMG. Just then Jiayi took you to the high-tech exhibitions in Hall A, and now I'm in Hall B. There is a specific AI experience hall for our visitors to have first-hand, face-to-face experience of the intelligence. I can't wait to experience them. We have invited a guest to introduce about the role of such a technology. Hi there. Could you please say hello to our audience? Hello, everyone. My name is Lin. Mr. Lin, could you please introduce about the role of this intelligent device? It's for rehabilitation. It can train your core muscles. It emulates the flying process. It's a training machine. So just like in the fitness club? Not exactly. It's for rehabilitation purpose. In the fitness clubs, you will do some planks, but on that basis, it will add some more functions. For example, physical rehabilitation. So what is the designing pattern of this equipment? It was initially designed for rehabilitation purpose. It emulates the posture of a flying. Please feel free to experience. It's a VR experience. You feel like flying in a virtual world. So you mean that the digital technology is mainly realized through the goggles? We have a lot more. VR is about to display. The more important part is about AI. Especially, it's about generating such a physical and mental experience. You will know about the subtleties when you sit on it. So I can put on the goggles and control the devices. I feel like flying or piloting an airplane, but actually I am being rehabilitated. Let's have a try. Let me show you how to do this. Put your hands here and your knees there. If you're in a comfortable position, then put your elbow here and hold the handle tight. Just imagine you're doing the planks. You feel like floating. Try to keep your balance. Don't let it fall. It's an axis. We have another axis. Try to control your muscles in order to be in a horizontal direction. Try to put it down more and then lift it up. Now you can move to the left and right. Back to your original position. Try to find your balance. It's swirling. It's turning. What is the scope of degrees? 60. That's the simulation working. And now, put on your goggles. Still keep your balance. Now you will enter into the virtual world. AI assists the building of the artistic world. There is a button for you to change the location of the goggles. Now lean forward. You can start flying. The aircraft is going through a tunnel. Keep your balance. You're getting astray. Now you come to a new space, a virtual space that we created. Do you hear anything? Yes, I do. Try to keep your balance and lift your head up. Very good. Try to turn to your left and right. Maybe you can dive down. That's all right. Now slowly get up. Thank you. How do you feel? First of all, I think I need to practice to exercise more about controlling the muscles. I'm not that balanced. When I was there, I feel like I am using my strength everywhere, not just the core muscles. The core muscles are very important, no matter what exercise are you taking. Also, my legs were giving strength. Is that right? Yes. And when I firstly put on the goggles, the first idea to me was about keeping balance, and then my arms, my legs are all using strength. But wearing the AI goggles was a different experience, just like playing the AI games. You see a tunnel I was in. Meanwhile, in my goggles, I can see some rocks, the virtual world, and I was controlling the device. It did feel like piloting a plane. Very interesting. Yes, you're right. So with the VR experience, the rehabilitation process will not be boring. Yes, that's our idea. This whole system is composed of not only VR, it's a complete whole, so it combines your physical and mental experience. What about this one? Let me take a guess. For astronauts? Maybe the astronauts can use them. You were right. When our astronauts came back to the Earth, they need such an equipment to restore their muscles. We create a virtual world. It's an all-directional and very comprehensive experience. The visitor put on our goggles, and on the left, that is the display she's watching. AI is the assistant for that screen. In the end, there will be an overall AI experience. So art is truly healing and soothing. So now she is truly exercising her whole body. Yes. It's more interesting because it's more challenging. It requires not only the core muscle strength, but also the controlling strength of your whole body. You can turn all around to any direction. So it depends on this person to swing. Yes, it's totally totally voluntary.
比如说我们平时去看 VR， 就是看我们 VR 的时候，我们可能是人通过
Sometimes we change our eyeballs or the bodies with our movements when we use the VR, but now we are moving with our whole body to see different angles. Yes. This is Mr. Wu, the director of us. Mr. Wu, could you please introduce about the scenarios of this technology? There are multiple scenarios. It started from an experiment. We are trying to do the artistic healing. We hope that the people could feel floating without the limitation of gravity. And in that way, they could have a better synesthesia experience. It can be used in many cultural and tourism scenarios. For example, in the museums, they could feel like traveling through times. What about that device? Where was it used? For now, they are mainly used by the institutions. We will try to make it smaller and make the safety values higher in order for the device to be applied at home. And it has something to do with about a flying experience, going through the city, so it's more experience-oriented. To the visitors, they could have different experience. You will feel completely different from the usual moves like squatting or standing. In that way, you will feel like healed by the new moves, and your mood will be eased. You will have some complete new understanding of this world. Thank you, Mr. Wu.
我们刚刚看到了这样的一款设备，包括还有刚刚的那一款，有点像航天员可能会用到的一些训练的设备。那我们接下来我们再来看一款，这个灵巧手。 它的名字还挺特别的，灵巧。那是不是这个手真的灵巧呢
？This is about an agile hand.
开始了，和大家先打个招呼。
大家好，我是这边，这边的。
I'm gonna show you this agile hand. What's your name? 赵斌。
赵斌。
赵老师。赵老师。
Mr. Zhao.
我们介绍一下这个灵巧。
What is special about this hand?
19个自由度，然后呢？
It has very large range of freedom. It's driven by flexible drivers. Your vectors could be controlled. For every joint, we have installed a temperature sensor. It has its own cooling system. All the sensors are embedded in the palm. This hand is a product alone. Here we show you the high level of freedom. It will extract the features of your hand. It can have very high precision. You can also put on gloves. With the gloves on, you can have remote control. You could get a gesture of the hand from a distance and control that robot hand remotely. And also you could install a camera to monitor the moves. It has very high precision. There are many electronics inside. You could use the hand to write or work on the rubbers because of the high level of freedom. So as long as I put on the gloves, I can capture the details of my hand. For example, when I put on the gloves and I want to grab something, this agile hand can truly grab something, sure. Of course, you need a tracker, an arm. For example, what is this device? It's a camera. It can capture the information about your hand. There are some highlighted points on your hand, and then those points would influence the agile hand. Now it is imitating my hand. Put your hand in front of the camera, and I do an OK gesture. The two fingers cannot stick together completely. Maybe you can change to another gesture. What else? 3 fingers up, 4 fingers up, and let's make a 2, make a 1. Basically OK. And grab something with a fist. We need to reset the middle finger. For this DEX hand, what is the role it can play? What about the scenarios? For example, research, just like humanoid robots. The robots may need such DEX hand to accomplish some complex tasks. We could be an important part of the robot. Also, you could offer a mobile platform for the hand. It can be the platform for the robot dogs. It can help you to grab something. And also it can be applied in industry settings. For example, remote control. Thanks to the high level of freedom, it can do more things than the traditional claspers. It has high level of integration. You could customize the angles of every joint. For every grab, you could customize the postures. So it's more applicable to free grabbing. It can also be used for the scenarios of nurses who care for the elderly people. It can help the elderly people to grab something. If you want to peel off the banana or have some massage, this hand will come to your help. Another question, you talk about long-distance grabbing and picking. What is the distance you're talking about? If you have a wire, the length of the wire will determine the difference. But if it's wireless control, I think that's it. Thank you. We are truly looking forward to the real application of DEX hand in our lives, helping us to do something that our hands cannot accomplish or to do the jobs in dangerous scenarios. Now let's move on to experience more AI projects. AI painting seems interesting. The visitors just draw sketches on the left hand, maybe writing some Chinese character, and on the right side there would be a colorful painting. So the AI-generated painting may make you a painter one day. For me, not good at painting, this is going to be a very good benefit. Here,
我们有看到这里有很多人围在这样的一个地方，对，那我们
There are many visitors here, and it says the AI-assisted traditional Chinese medicine. This is the first time for me to hear about AI TCM. Hello everyone, my name is Jin Jiexing. Mr. Jin, could you please introduce to us about this equipment? What is the role of this equipment? We have a health evaluation device and a TCM large model. This device is used to measure your health status, and large model can offer solutions. Of course, we have some TCM indicators. And the solutions will be based on traditional Chinese medicine. So this device will measure our physical conditions. And then with the data input into the large models, there would be some recommendations. Yes. The device can examine your organs, your pulses, your spines, to have some idea about your health conditions. For example, do you have a weak spleen or kidney? Can we use this device at home? Of course. There are several scenarios. You could buy it home to measure your physical conditions regularly at home. For example, if you stay up late for too many nights and you feel very weak, you could use this machine, and then the machine will give you some solutions. And also, you may apply this device in the acupuncture house. We are offering such an electronic solution. For example, the solution might be moxibustion, or it might be some physical therapy. So those therapies are assistance to the doctor's prescriptions. Of course, our device can give you a report, and the large model will give you some prescriptions as well. For example, the traditional Chinese medicines, but those are all assistants to the doctors. They can help to reduce the difficulty level of traditional Chinese medicine diagnosis and treatment. In that way, we can offer more comprehensive healthcare support. So people would all be glamorous physically. Now let's experience this device. So I put my hand in here. Yes. I have to scan the QR code first. So after scanning, I will see some information about me, and there will be a report. Okay, it's done. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes. The signals would come in the form of waves. And there will be a model of an oscillogram. And then there will be a report. Based on the report, there will be a solution. Big data will offer you some solutions. Is it already applied in some diagnosis or treatment scenarios? In some physical therapy hospitals or clinics, we already applied. We have sold about 100,000 sets of devices. As to the hospitals, we also have sent to some clinics. Clinically, now we can try the device. The set of hardware and software serves as only a complement to the traditional Chinese doctors. So I
好的，
think
那
it's
现在是
done
好了是
already.
吗？
Very good physical condition.
那比较
75
好嘛，75
is pretty good.
是这样，亚健康呢，在中医里面，中医有个治胃病的概念，所以中
The
医里面说
traditional
你是
Chinese medicine may say
属于调
that
但是在西医里
you
面就不是这样
have some sub-health conditions, but according to the Western medicine, you're healthy.
我们其实这样的一份数据啊报告，它生成也是
This report
很
is very
丰富这样的
detailed.
数据也是为了帮助我们就是中医师可以
It
更好地
helps you
去
to receive better medical
提升它的精
service.
准
It's more precise.
因为呢，以往的中医师呢，你看年轻的中医师，他都要通过这个传统的望闻问切去看，那这个就它的难度会比较高，诊疗的难度比较高。
Traditional diagnosis and treatment is difficult, but with our data support, you would see very clearly about the scores of different organs. The higher the score, the better.
就比较直观的看，
For example, poor gastrointestinal functions.
主要是胃比较差一点。
And also, you would see whether your body is weak or too cold, too hot.
气虚、气滞，偏气虚，其他都还差不多。至于说还有
And
经络哪一条，
Here,
就是看
this is about
分子是比较低的。
your blood vessels.
肺经7.1，看看，室肺就比较低。
And here you can see
对，胃经，现在主要
that
是在
you have relatively poorer
胃经。
gastro functions.
那至于说胃经的它的
As to the causes,
是什么原因，它的那个当值胃经的
you will get some idea about
胃
what time period matters to your gastro functions.
症状会是什么？
它点出来也能都看到是吗？就是报告上也会显示，比如
So the report will tell me
这里有问题，或者这里
which
可能
organ is
稍
your
微
weak
弱一些
part,
我们能
and you will know the
看到的一
causes
些原因是什么
for
或者说它的一些
underperforming
症状
organs. Yes,
这就是我们
that's the capabilities of the large models.
5.4万个方剂，
Some basic knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine
然后呢集成了
is included.
5.4万个方剂，还有
There are about tens of thousands of
还有呢
Chinese
中
herbs,
药也有1000多种，还有就是我们全国
and we also collected 8 million population data,
中医的这个基础的这个知识，比如说胃虚啊
and all of the
气虚啊
symptoms are included into the large
代表什么
models.
是什么该怎么
The
调理
causes and solutions are all included into the large model.
提供说根据这份报告，把你的记录先打开，然后我们用这个大模型呢，就可以说我们假设
If you want to stay healthy, tea is very popular. What kind of
应该喝什么？
health maintenance tea is recommended for the people with poor
对
gastro functions? There will be some recommendations, I know. But this is just a recommendation. It cannot replace the opinion of the doctor.
上啊，这些是药食同
The ingredients of the tea
是医疗行为，
are just for health improvement. They are not for treatment.
就说哪怕是
For example, if you have poor gastro functions,
泡什么样的
maybe you would choose some
我们会给你一个方案，
foot
配
tubs
方是怎么样，
or foot bath powder.
每日泡一次，
And it's the same thing with the tea.
这个怎么让你喝一剂，对吧？每天喝一剂，
也可以在家里
So if you can examine yourself at home,
10分
the higher the score, the better
分数越高，
condition you're in.
状态会越好。
That's
这
it.
这一个部分，对吧？而且它不仅
It not only tells you the conclusions, it also gives you some recommendations about how to improve.
的一份建议，就看到这个好像
For example, how to take care of your body on a daily basis. It's very helpful.
对对对，我们大
In
模
the
型的
large
原因就是
model,
我们
we
集
have
成了很多
integrated
那我们5.4万个方剂就是1440多册的这个
the
现在呢流程上的
prescriptions
这个古籍，我们人工整理出来，
left by our
人工数据
ancestors.
清理出来。
They are based on the experience of our ancestors. They are proved to be effective.
对于中医的
And
这个养生来说，
also, those
还有呢
prescriptions
就是比如说
are
药膳
very
里面的
helpful in
药膳
keeping good
家里
health.
可以做起来吃的食谱。
After all, we say that there is a homology of medicine and food.
可能身体的一些状况，它会有一些建议。
Yes, we have diversified solutions for different
千人千
people.
面嘛中医呢开方说叫
In traditional Chinese medicine, we offer individualized prescription for every patient.
对，
I see. Thank you very much.
好的，好的，非常感谢，非常感谢。这刚刚首先看到这个啊，用测量了我自己的
So
那么一个
I just measured
数据
myself
会首先感觉自己
and I
的
just gave
大家
out
不小心看到了
my
就是
score,
其实我这个数据
75.
还有待提
It's
高
yet to
还
be
需要
improved. I
加
still
强
need
我的
to
锻炼。
build up
那
my
其实啊
body.
刚刚我看到像这样的一个
It's
AI
just that
中医
it's the first time for me to hear about AI TCM. If it's introduced into our daily lives and if we feel not well, we can use the device to check. But more importantly, we still need to go to the doctor to seek help. So in the AI hall, we just pilot the airplane to rehabilitate our body. We also experience the agile hand, the DEX hand, and also the traditional Chinese medicine device. Now we are going to visit the digital booth. In this year's Expo, there are 5 routes recommended with 10 highlights. There are 50 intelligent experience projects. You could interact with those intelligent devices, so you could know that how those intelligent technologies are accessible. And now we will visit another hall to see how the intelligent devices are empowering the village development. What are the inspirations from those intelligent devices? So a preview. This morning when I arrived here, I was impressed and amazed because I never thought that the previously believed distant technologies can truly be applied in our production and lives. Now we are here.